Streamlined is a Roblox game made in 2020 about driving Dutch trains in the 50s. And to progress in this game, you have to earn golden, which is an old Dutch currency, to buy new trains and rolling stock. Since the new shunting update was released on August 10th, the game has seen very high player counts, and every time I join the game, I see new players asking, what's the best way to grind? And what's the best locomotive? So today, I'm going to give a beginner's guide on how to make a mula, and also buy the NS3950 apparently. Now, to the average player, this whole segment might seem useless. The best steamer is the NS3950, the best diesel is the NS2200, the best shunter is basically the BR Class 08, and the best DMU is probably the Plan U. But when you look closer, there's a lot more that goes into this, especially because you're not using the best loco on the first day. When it comes to choosing what locomotive is best for you and what job you're doing, most people will tell you, when you're doing passenger runs, get the faster engine, when you're doing freight, get the one with more capacity. Well, that might be true for freight jobs, that isn't always the case for passenger runs. For example, let's take the fastest train in the game, the VT 11.5, and compare it to my favorite locomotive, the NS 3700. The VT 11.5 might be 30 kilometers faster than the NS 3700. This locomotive can pull a lot more cars, and in the long run, the NS 3700 is clearly better. But other than that, whenever you're in the need of a new engine, I suggest getting the next mixed engine with the most capacity. It does not include the 6200 or the 4300, because those can barely do any passenger work. Now with that out of the way, let's move on to the most important, and I'm sure the one you've all been waiting for. This, surprisingly, has been one of the hardest questions to answer, and everywhere I've seen, no one really knows what it is. Usually someone will ask the server, I'm new, what's the best job to do for money and or XP? And everyone just goes, I don't know, but I'm doing ore, or refrigerated goods, or passengers, or shunting, or something like that. Now I've been preaching since 2021 that grain is the best, saying things like, grain is love, grain is life. But the truth of the matter is, I was only told that by some random guy who was better than me then, and ever since I've passed down the message to newer players. Many times when I was doing rant, I look at the money I'm making and say, that's not a lot. But oh well, someone who was better than me told me that this is the best, so I'll keep doing it. But today that has come to a stop. Instead of just suing what the higher-ups said to me, I double-headed the best locomotive in game, the NS3950, and got the best non-limited special wagons, the conductor's van and the Stalin D, and pulled as many of the best cars for each route that I could, even if it literally didn't fit. And here's the data I found. This is the information I got as a level 144 player, so you will not be getting this much money. We really can't do anything with this information, but if we were to use the rates that we learned in math class and got the unit rate for each job, we can certainly see which jobs are better than others. But nobody wants to sit here and read all of this, so I made a list of the best jobs for money and XP in order from best to worst. But only certain routes are better than others, so let me go through which routes are the best for each job. Excuse my terrible pronunciation. For passengers, it's Zandop-Z to Hazelgrach via Hoogberg. For chemicals, it's Helmelo to Dokumatten. For construction, it's Dokumatten to Bers. For general goods, it's Zandop-Z to Seist. For livestock, it's Wezengay to Seist. For ores, it's Dokumatten to Helmelo. Powered bulk is Helmelo to Bers. Refrigerated goods is Rossen to Cruz de Richam, I think. And wood is Isselinge to Wezengay. Jobs not listed here, only have one example. But going back to the list, we can see that vehicles is stupidly underrated. Also, we can see why nobody does livestock, like ever, at all. But the thing that hurt me the most when I looked at this list is that my beloved grain is not the best at everything. The lives are ruined, but this is just, it pains me. But other than that, we finally figured out what is the best job for money and XP. Well, we did it, guys. The debates are over. We figured out what's the best method for grinding. We could stop asking every server we go into what's the best way to earn money. But a few things before we go. I know someone will ask, what about shunting? And I'm here to tell you that it's really not worth it. I don't remember the exact numbers, but a few days ago, I compared disassembling 14 cars to vehicles, which both gave the same amount of money. But vehicles was a much faster way of doing it. Also, even if I didn't mention special cars like brake vans and coaches, you should definitely make it a priority to buy them. Try to think of it as, whenever I buy 5 new cars, I should make sure to get another special wagon. Other than that, it's time to close the YouTube tab and go run over some shunters. See ya!